So hey anime fans, the series name is What If Naruto Created His Own World. So let's start the series. Naruto had continually been bloodless. It hadn't earned him any friends, but at least it stored people from breaking his heart. Betrayal and cruelty were what they did in any case. How he cursed his fate. Oh, he once attempted to alternate them and proclaimed himself future Hokage, however that changed into a funny story. He knew they might in no way accept him, so he skilled, educated for the day they betrayed him for the remaining time when he could both strike lower back or leave all the time. Now the Hokage had issued him a challenge. When they passed him over for advertising, he became angry. However, not anything pissed him off extra than a traitor in any shape. His project? Paintings with the cutting-edge generation to retrieve Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto might try this, but that failed to imply he could be glad. No, he could remain bloodless, perhaps. You should prevent maintaining lower back Naruto. Deliver lower back the brat and they will be glad, I do not doubt. Perhaps glad enough to prevent hating you. Naruto shakes his head. I can deliver him lower back, Lord Jubi. However, I doubt they may be happy both way, until he comes lower back peacefully. They'll absolute confidence blame me for the slightest scratch on their precious traitor. Nicely, I don't claim to recognize people, Naruto. Simplest, what would make experience. Their hatred for you is not rational, but it's far understandable. You are my most effective touch with a human on reasonable terms in over 1,000 years, and you now and again confuse me. If I was prideful as most people, I might take pride in the one's phrases, but pleasant now not to apply what you already know of me to different human beings, Lord Jubi. Without or with you I'm special than most. Maximum could say I'm indifferent from humanity, or that I'm psychotic, however no. I am wholesome in all components. I sense just the same as absolutely everyone else, I just pick not to behave on the one's feelings. I have been hurt too much to thread it. Jubi nods. I most effective wish you locate peace, my friend. No person merits to be on my own, least of all one like you. You say I must not mission what I realize of you onto them. But I do not just see the manner you act. Otherwise you mind, but your coronary heart and soul as well. You're purer than you believe. You studied. For this reason and that alone I remain sealed. You already know I should ruin this seal if I chose, but no. Alternatively, when you are equipped, I need to make you my successor. All I ask is that you try not to permit coronary heart be frozen. Discover somebody to consider, someone to love, for without that life is infrequently well worth residing. Now not even for me. At the one's phrases Naruto's eyes widen and he almost stumbles. Shikamaru appears back at him. Something up, Naruto? Naruto returns to his cold country a second later. No, just distracted. Permits keep. Shikamaru nods and rushes in advance, but he is aware of something is on Naruto's thoughts. The brand new Chunin is a genius in any case, and despite his cold attitude Shikamaru has known Naruto a long term. Distraction is something he does not, something that happens to him. They did not get far before they were stuck in an earth dome. Damn, caught in an entice. Niji turns on his Byakugan and appears at the wall of the dome. It is draining our chakra. A voice out of doors. The dome laughs. It really is proper peons. As you get weaker, I get more potent. Your chakra might be mine. Shikamaru assumes a crouch together with his palms in a round hand seal. His questioning pose. Naruto glances at him. There's no want to that, Shikamaru. All and sundry seems at Naruto like he has grown a 2D head. Shikamaru frowns. What do you suggest? He needs our chakra proper? What if the chakra he receives would not consider him? I am positive Niji knows what I suggest. Niji nods. You speak of that peculiar chakra you used in the tests. It felt incorrect. I do not know what its miles, and I was told now not to ask. Naruto nods. Individually, I not care if everybody is aware of what its miles. The adults already do and hate me for it. The cause you all don't is so you can shape your own evaluations of me, not clouded by using that hatred and the cause for it. But, I ask what proper that has achieved when half the village's younger era already hates me without understanding why. I ask you what cause it serves after I now not care if I gain your friendship nor that I need it. I assume it subjects little at this point, as I won't say. Either way, just deliver me a minute to accumulate what I want to break us out of here. Niji and Shikamaru nod, already guessing the manner, but the others frown in confusion. Naruto assumes a lotus function and closes his eyes to meditate. Lord Jubi, may additionally I take advantage of your chakra, please? Naruto, you already know, you do not need to ask. Even if this seal wasn't designed to assist you to use it freely, I would allow it. I recognize, but I feel it might be incorrect to do so without permission. Then you definitely have it. And Naruto, call me Shinju inside the destiny. For this is my actual call, outdoor. The seal. Naruto smiles, inflicting all present to gasp. Naruto smiling is something they have not seen in a long time. However, as quick as it got here, its smile's gone. Naruto's features return to their cold kingdom before they all sense a upward push in electricity. Naruto rises, and so does the stress within the dome. He walks toward the wall and pushes the chakra into it. A scream is heard out of doors the dome earlier than it collapses. Outside they see the bigger member of the sound for bleeding from the eyes, nose, mouth and ears. He's dead. We quality hurry. This might not be the ultimate of them. 30 minutes later. So, Fatso bit the dirt, huh? Didn't even sluggish you down, and also you don't have a scratch on you. Fucking knew he became vulnerable, however didn't assume he became that vulnerable. Shikamaru and Chuji step up. Depart her to us. You all keep on. Naruto seems at Shikamaru. Are you certain? This would cross quicker if all of us rushed her. Shikamaru shakes his head. You probably did your component on the alternative one. But they're here to slow us down. Nothing extra. Cross. Naruto nods and they rush in advance. You fucks assume I'm able to permit you to cross? Chuji expands his hand and slaps her within the head. Your combat is with us. Rest of the project up till Naruto encounters Sasuke is going same as canon, so I may not trouble with that. You may not forestall me, Dobe. I'm going to Orochimaru and he will deliver me the electricity I want. You appear to think I care, Uchiha. You are working below the questioning. We're friends. Competitors, or which you have a few kind of emotional bond to me. If I was Sakura, you'll be proper. However, I do not care. All that subjects is my mission. What's your venture? Naruto frame glints to Sasuke and surprises him with an intestine punch a good deal stronger than he, though Naruto changed into capable. He spits blood and falls to the water underneath. You're my assignment, Uchiha. This isn't a sparing healthy or a fight. That is me beating you subconscious and dragging you return to the village. Sasuke grits his tooth. No, I cannot be stopped. I am an Uchiha elite. I need to avenge my extended family. Sasuke turns on his curse mark, however Naruto hits him once more, knocking him into the feet of the statue of Madara Uchiha. And you would be unfastened to achieve this whilst the person is considered a crook lacking need with a bounty. However, your wondering is incorrect. Your whole purpose for looking him down is to restore your clan's honor, and then to rebuild. However, in leaving the village like you have got, and worse, to join acknowledged crook, you have come to be what you hate, something I hate. A traitor. Sasuke chuckles and his seal progresses to the second one stage, turning him right into a bat-like creature with palms for wings. So, you do feel something. Naruto tilts his head. I by no means claimed in any other case. I feel like all people else. However, I've felt the pain of betrayal too frequently to allow anybody into my coronary heart. So, I emerge as bloodless. I choose no longer to care. I experience. I recognize and I pass on. This is Naruto Uzumaki now. The mask is damaged. It does not count, Dobe. I can kill you and gain my brother's eyes. Naruto nods. The Mangekyo, received through killing any person you notice as a brother or your closest pal. Tell me, does it work if I do now not sense the same? Sasuke shrugs and smirks. Allows find out. Sasuke movements at high pace and creates a Chidori aimed at Naruto's coronary heart. Naruto catches Sasuke by the wrist, surprising him. He breaks the wrist, then stomps his left leg, shattering the knee earlier than the use of his loose hand to hit him inside the diaphragm, knocking the wind out of him. Naruto finishes with the aid of breaking his jaw, knocking him off stability earlier than a chop to the back of the neck knocks him out. Naruto seems over the body of his fallen teammate, and feels nothing. For the primary time he is completely without emotion. Noticing Kakashi arriving at the back of him, he seems at him. I ponder if that is how Danzo makes his root kill their emotions. I might be bloodless. But that is the first time I've felt nothing. Kakashi nods and assessments Sasuke's pulse. It is part of it, sure, but no longer everything. You may not sense something proper now, and there is probably proper purpose for that. But you continue to apprehend emotions and friendship, right? Nevertheless able to it? Naruto nods. Not that I intend for it to take place, however, sure, I understand and am capable of all that. I just do not need it. Kakashi nods and locations a hand on his shoulder. And this is the way you range from a rude agent. They are drones with no dreams but to serve Danzo. No knowledge of emotion, however, what they need for a challenge. Naruto nods and selections up Sasuke before shifting to go again the way they got here. We find go notify the relaxation of the party of Sasuke sees. 1 week later inside the council chambers. You did what? As a substitute fat man on the civilian council sneered, we went to the daimyo and voted to exile the demon. Tsunade is furious and one step from slaughtering the council. This is treason. Umbu. An umbu seems behind the person and snaps his neck before disappearing. The doors open admitting Naruto. The council has summoned me. Tsunade appears at Naruto with a tear in her eye. Before we get to that, I must notify you as to my decision to your teammate's destiny. He is to be permanently sealed and medically neutered. The Uchiha die with him. The civilian council shouts in outrage earlier than Tsunade silences them with a bout of extreme killer cause. Ki. Naruto shrugs. Proper to recognize our paintings wasn't useless then. A traitor is punished and Orochimaru is denied the Sharingan permanently. Danzo smiles. Even as I lament the lack of this kind of useful tool, I'm greater disappointed approximately losing this sort of best shinobi. Naruto tilts his head and looks at Tsunade. The council, more specifically the civilian council, went over my head to the hearth daimyo to have you ever exiled. Naruto does something no one expected and something that makes Tsunade freeze in fear. He smiles. A gangly guy smirks in pride. Female Tsunade, I assume you broke him. I do not suppose he is aware. Tsunade shakes her head. I suppose he understands perfectly. Better than you do if I am proper. Naruto chuckles. Lady Tsunade is accurate. You spot this as getting revenge, getting rid of the demon, a punishment. I hate one element simplest, betrayal. My existence has been full of it. People appearing like friends handiest to promote me out or harm me. Lord 1/3 was my buddy, then I found out his secret. The Ikarakas have been my pals, however then on my 10th birthday they sold me out to a mob to keep their failing business. They each had properly motives and that I forgave them. But I no longer depended on them. Only Lady Tsunade has any actual accept as true with from me. Lady Tsunade, am I correct in my assumption that with my banishment comes the conditions that my citizenship to Konoha is revoked alongside my shinobi reputation, which include all laws concerning my fame and background? Tsunade smiles slightly and nods. Then your cutting-edge betrayal has most effective hurt yourselves. A stoic, wide-eyed guy frowns slightly. What do you suggest, Naruto? First, a history lesson. Earlier than there was chakra, human beings had been at constant war. Only one rule became adhered to via all. No person turned into to devour of the fruit of the Shinju. But with the intention to make peace, Kagura Otsutsuki did just that and turned into the primary to benefit chakra. She used it to steer the humans to peace, the Shinju popular this as a just cause and allowed it. Soon she had 2 sons, Hagoromo and Hamura. In addition they had chakra. However quickly Kagura had become paranoid. She thought the humans could steal her energy. She waged struggle. A good way to prevent her, the Shinju fought her, but she absorbed it, and had become the 10-tailed Jubi. Her sons, seeing her insanity, sealed her inside Hagoromo. He became what we now recognize as the Sage of 6 Paths and later traveled the sector coaching his ways, which would later end up Nishu then ninjutsu. In the end, he had 2 sons, Azura and Indra. On his demise bed he named Azura his inheritor. Indra, believing himself advanced, waged conflict on his brother. That struggle endured through generations of their descendants, Senju and Uchiha. However, earlier than he died, Hagoromo used his power to divide the energy of the 10 tails into 9 beasts with their very own minds. The body of his mom remained a significant husk which he sealed inside a celestial body of his own introduction, the moon. It's miles there to this present day, except someone managed to break the seal. During the ages the tailed beasts were sealed into humans often, and whenever a small portion has been left behind, it has been assumed it is reabsorbed by way of the applicable bija later. However no, the strongest receives it, the 9 tails. In preceding Jinchuriki it becomes sealed, the use of a easy seal which could truly hold it imprisoned. But, whilst it became sealed 15 years ago, the 4th used Reaper Death's seal to seal 1/2 of its mind and electricity inside himself, and an 8 trigrams seal to seal the rest in me. With most effective half of its thoughts, and with the control of the masked man carrying off the Shinju's mind turned into capable of floor, on the grounds that that point, it has been soaking up numerous sorts of chakra via the seal to reconstitute itself. I'm not the Jinchuriki of the 9-tailed demon fox, but instead the god tree Shinju. This is my first mystery. The second is my background. My mother and father names have been Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze. A pink-haired female shrieks. Lies, you are a demon taking the shape of the 4th Hokage. Naruto nods. It truly is the lie you inform yourselves to justify your abuse. However, don't forget, you revere the 4th for his sealing. Accurate? The advisors nod. But you don't have any faith or understanding of his sealing abilities if you trust he didn't seal the demon correctly while you have been instructed via the third precisely what his intentions were and what befell. I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, son of the Yellow Flash and Red Hot Blood Habanero. Tsunade nods. It's genuine. Jiraiya is his godfather and that I his godmother. I also have the documentation to prove it. Naruto nods. Now for the kick. Earlier than their deaths my father owned the controlling hobby in approximately 70% of the guns corporations in Konoha, and every ultimate seal you operate right here is either designed or derived from a seal my parents owned the rights to. As their most effective inheritor those rights now fall to me. As my citizenship has been revoked, they now not are allowed to characteristic within Konoha. As my shinobi popularity has been revoked, I'm able to depart Konoha and pass everywhere, and also you cannot label me a lacking nin. Right now every member of the council pales. They've simply put Konoha in a monetary recession, and there may be not anything they are able to do approximately it. Oh, by way of the way Lord Hayashi, you are aware your eldest daughter has feelings for me, accurate? Hayashi nods. I've recommended it. It appears her feelings for you have stimulated her to turn out to be more potent. All to gain the courage to admit to you. Although I used to be not conscious you knew, Naruto nods. I do now not experience the equal even though I appreciate her kindness all the equal. As such I desire to present her considered one of her dreams. The caged bird seal was designed by way of Uzumaki seal masters and given to the Hyuga upon the know-how it isn't always changed or abused. It seems the Hyuga extended family neglected that agreement. Because the ultimate heir of the Uzumaki royal line I hereby revoke the Hyuga's rights to that seal and take it returned. While you go back home after this meeting you will discover each seal on each department member gone. Hayashi sheds a tear and smiles in gratitude. Thank you. I have hated that seal all my existence but could in no way do whatever approximately it. Naruto nods. I do now not believe the Hyuga as an entire. But you and your family will usually be welcome in any domestic I make so long as you maintain my accept as true with. Hayashi rises to his toes and bows earlier than returning to his seat. Now I accept as true with the same old exercise as 1 week from the time of notification to leave. I have a lot to do earlier than I'm able to go. Businesses to close and my father's home to present. Naruto turns to leave changing his bloodless demeanor till he's surrounded by means of Umbu with clean mask. I am afraid I cannot allow that boy. For the best of Konoha I can't assist you to leave alive. You're a chance. Tsunade screams at Danzo. Danzo you snake how dare you? It's alright woman Tsunade. Naruto turns to look at Danzo. It seems you were not listening to my tale or you will now not have wasted time or sources. Danzo narrows his eyes. What do you mean? The Shinju is the beginning of chakra, all chakra, which means all things associated with it, together with Keki Genkai. What's the maximum famous and effective Keki Genkai to come from Konoha? I'll give you a clue. The handiest recognized person has a relative on this room. A lazy searching guy smiles a little knowing the solution. This type of drag, you imply with style, don't you? Naruto nods, as predicted of Anara. Sure. Now do you actually think your root are up to the undertaking of preventing someone with timber fashion? Naruto shakes his head. Permit me solution for you. All at once wooden spikes erupt from all sides of Naruto's body skewering the root Umbu killing them instantly. Naruto then feels a tingling within the again of his skull. Oh, the use of Sure Sway Uchiha's eye to cast Kodo Amatsukami on me? You don't research Danzo. I said all chakra primarily based skills belong to the Shinju. Female Tsunade, if you will please ask your Umbu to appearance underneath those bandages? Tsunade nods and orders her Umbu who take hold of Danzo. The council is disgusted by way of what they find. A Sharingan in his hidden eye and 10 extra in his right arm which is white as the foundation of a tree. 11 Sharingan. Except you are Uchiha that ought to kill you until, the eyes on his arm are sealed through that manacle, and that I sense would fashion chakra in that arm. Orochimaru's work? Infusing the cells of the first Hokage. Genius however disgusting. Where did you get the eyes? Oh, of direction the Uchiha bloodbath? That ought to imply you planned for it which meant you knew it changed into going to take place beforehand of time. Sure so is I changed into in all likelihood taken personally as I doubt the man might have let every body weaker than him take it before destroying it. The opposite might be with Itachi. Properly then. I wager meaning the massacre turned into sanction so Itachi is innocent. I guess Konoha receives an Uchiha in spite of everything if you can locate him and convince him to come back lower back. Although with what you did to his brother I doubt it. Naruto turns to leave. See ya. Naruto has had clones going for walks round closing up agencies he now owns besides a completely small few who were truthful to him which he bought for a truthful price to those who ran them. Naruto is observed sitting on top of the fourth Hokage watching the village who betrayed him. Something you all want? Sakura, Ino, Hinata, Tenten, Niji, Kiba, Lee, Shikamaru, and Chuji, Anko, Kurenai, Hana, Yugao and a 3 Umbu stand at the back of him. Yugao steps ahead. Is it proper? You have been banished? Your historical past, and you pulling greater than half Konoha's budget? Naruto nods, except a few who had been usually honest to me. I bought the ones to their owners for a truthful sum. Tenten nods, thanks for that. Dad says sorry he couldn't assist extra however that stupid law. Naruto nods, appreciate it, and that I want to say thank you to you Yugao. I recognize you had your orders now not to prevent them until actual damage became carried out however I recognize you probably did all you could. Yugao raises an eyebrow, you knew it was me? Naruto nods, I in no way forget about a chakra signature, even though at the time I did not recognize what I was doing so I did not recognize till currently. Sakura cries, why did they try this? Worry Sakura, they allow worry get within the way of cause and my defeat of Sasuke became the final straw. They did what they had to that allows you to take away me. The daimyo is aware of my dad and mom. However they lied to him and categorized me a demon. He didn't want an execution simply in case. However an exile was easy sufficient. It's also why I'm simplest exiled from Konoha and now not all of Fireplace USA. Fun to think his courtroom thinks him nothing but a vapid man however I would wager he turned into aware of everything from the begin and noticed this as a way to free me. He changed into an excellent buddy to Dad after all. Hinata smiles. Why you knew of my emotions, didn't you? Naruto nods. I don't sense the same Hinata make no mistake. Naruto turns again to look her in the attention. But you're one of the few people I would bear in mind a friend, someone I trust. It is why I did what I did. Niji bows. Thank you. Naruto nods. Guard your own family Niji and I can consider it even among us. Niji nods. Ino smiles. In which will you pass? Naruto ponders a second. I taken into consideration becoming a member of some other village. Kumo perhaps considering how they treat their Jinchuriki but no. It might be entering into the equal situation once more. No. I think I will journey a while and teach. Then go to Yazushio and rebuild there. See if I'm able to locate a number of my scattered extended family. Ino smiles and appears lower back at her pals who nod to her. While you settle in Yazushio would you welcome us and our clans? Naruto whips his hair round in surprise so speedy it is a blur and the look on his face is valuable. I'm sorry I have to have misheard. May want you repeat that. Ino giggles, happy to understand you're nevertheless human under that cold shell. Truth is except for the greater stubborn participants of the Hyuga maximum of our clans had been quite disenchanted together with your treatment over time even though we most effective discovered that out the previous day. We also hate what this village did to you and we're getting ready to leave it. We would really like to join you. Naruto looks down. 6 people. That was what I used to be prepared for. 6 humans supplying to resign an abandoned clan and village for me. I'd have said no. However this? I have no idea the way to take this. An Umbu in a tiger mask steps ahead. Some of the Umbu experience the same. Female Hokage has given us loose rein to go away with you to resource on your schooling and if we desire to live with you after permanently. We realize of some Umbu who have hurt you in the past of course and this has harmed your accept as true within us but recognize you have our respect. A mouse-masked Umbu giggles. After all what different genin should prank Umbu headquarters and not be stuck. Naruto smiles a second at that. I hold no distrust for Umbu as an organization. The masks of individuals who hurt me are memorized and I know each of you have got their very own. I do not believe you however best because I do not realize you. You are welcome to join me. As for the clans, Naruto sighs and shakes his head. I do not know, tell you what. Allow me educate for 5 years then once I see the country of Yuza I'm able to ship word on if I can permit it. Anko grins and hugs Naruto from in the back of. Naruto remains cold inflicting her to pout. You mind if I'd be part of you for your schooling? Naruto turns his head, their eyes and lips handiest an inch aside inflicting her to shiver in anticipation. Why? Anko seems down at the village. When I used to be a genin Orochimaru took me as an apprentice. Whilst he abandoned the village, he gave me his seal and left me for lifeless. The village treats me a whole lot the same as you once they dare. I cover my ache behind a mask just like you used to. Reality is it wouldn't take a good deal for that mask to break, after which both my mind breaks with it, or I kill myself. Both way I'd hurt the few buddies I've. If I go together with you, I may be myself with somebody who is familiar with. I may want to emerge as more potent without worry and help you to do so. And your pals? May not they experience betrayed? Kurenai smiles. Never, Naruto, Hana, Yugao and I want to join you as nicely. We're Anko's best close buddies. We additionally have a great deal we will train you. Naruto seems lower back into Anko's eyes and sees the honesty there. He smiles, causing her to blush. Hinata speaks highly of you, Kurenai. I believe you. Hana is well known as the maximum loyal of the Inuzuka, and so has my accept as true with. Yugao already has it. And sure, Anko, I understand and trust you, of Path. I don't have any objections for your becoming a member of me. However, I do have a query. Of you simplest, Kurenai has a genuine crew. Until I settle if you include me, you won't be capable of help them. What is going to be accomplished approximately that? Sakura grins. Lady Tsunade is taking me as her apprentice, so Kakashi-sensei is without a crew and might take them. Naruto nods but frowns. Have you knowledgeable woman Tsunade of precisely how little he taught us? Sakura nods. She stated it turned into on orders from the civilian council. However, she could be correcting that mistake and having him monitored so he trains them nicely. Naruto smiles. Right to understand something excellent came from all this for the leaf. I may not just like the humans, but this became my domestic and my family's home. Sakura nods. In that case, Kurenai, I have no objections. PC. Nicely as we depart in 4 days. Kurenai nods. Shikamaru steps up. It's a drag, however. Rather than letting us realize in 5 years, what if you went to Wave first then to Yuzu? Naruto looks at Shikamaru, wondering on what he stated. You mean ask the human beings of Wave to help rebuild it, and invite the clans to establish an economic system and paintings for a new rebuilt Yuzu? Shika nods. It'd let matters move faster and would go away you lose to do as you want at the same time as proving loyalty of individuals who make all of it possible. Naruto ponders as the sun set. Not a horrific plan, should work. It might additionally imply I could send any Uzumaki I discover there right away rather than both having them tag along or wait in hiding. Shikamaru nods. I hadn't concept of that, but yeah. People who know Shika all anime fall. Naruto nods. Okay, give me a couple weeks to see if it is feasible and I will start negotiations with Wave. If all of it works out between them, me and the clans I'm able to send for you all. Shikamaru smiles. Anko frowns. I recognize Tsunade is Hokage and cannot come, however what approximately the old perv? Is not he like your godfather? Naruto nods, if you may name him that. Legally he's, however, given his neglect and his failure to educate me instead of controlling his urges, he does now not have my belief, which go away him 2 options, stay as a Konoha ninja or depart Konoha. Given how he's the Leaf's secret agent grasp and has now not skilled a successor, he is vital to the Leaf. They might not permit his retirement, so if he leaves, he may be categorized a missing nin, of root. I wouldn't position it past him to drop off the map without a word or simply live on empty Mayaboku with the toads, as nobody could get to him there but me. But then he could have to surrender on peeping or risk being caught. Sakura frowns. You look like you have numerous this planned out and have accounted for almost everything. Shadow clones are a first-rate device. I can't get into a library for the equal cause I cannot buy groceries, but a shadow clone under transformation can. Anything my clones study I do when they pop. I discovered that simply earlier than we went to Wave, and because we were given returned, I had them learning the entirety they might, from jutsu to politics to village guidelines and laws. No longer to say I have a primordial god in my mind greater than willing to proportion experiences. Chuji and Kiba frown. That is what that chakra on our undertaking become, wasn't it? Shika, Niji, you knew? Each nod and Shikamaru groans. I don't know about Niji, and that I didn't recognize about Shinju. But I found out about the 9 tails being sealed, and I suspected the 4th being Naruto's dad. Niji nods. I suspected something along those lines, however could not affirm something. That's what you meant, approximately information the weight of a seal you bore your entire lifestyles. Naruto nods. Ano. Why would the Shinju percentage it is understanding with you so freely? Naruto turns his head. You have been knowledgeable of the tale I told? About the beginning of chakra? Hinata nods, whilst the Jubi became cut up each element one sentience and character. They had been intended to be courses for humanity, but they each grew slowly bored to death with us for numerous motives and ultimately grew to embody one of the maximum prominent emotions we display. For the 9 tails more than the other, that emotion became rage. Although primarily peaceful, while Madara summoned him and managed him to combat Hashirama, it changed into the last straw. Had Mito Uzumaki now not sealed him in herself that day, he might have gone on a rampage then. Whilst the time came, his seal turned into transferred to my mom. But it weakens at some stage in childbirth, and a person ripped him out of her, and once more managed him with the Sharingan. You all understand that day. What you don't know is not like the Bijou. The Shinju isn't a being of natural chakra. It had a bodily frame which turned into sealed at the side of the Jubi. I am in ownership of simplest his chakra and his mind, so if I die, he's released, but without a body he dies too, so it is in his hobby to teach me. That said, it is also to his gain. He would not understand humans, so through staying with me he learns extra about us. I can let you know greater approximately all of it in 5 years if I see, then you definitely, though. Hinata nods. Via the manner Hinata, it might hobby you to know the Otsutsuki family had been the progenitors of all Dojutsu with one exception. The Shinju has its own Dojutsu, but the Sharingan, Rinnegan and Byakugan all got here from Kagaya firstly, in order that explains the contention among the Uchiha and Hyuga. It additionally approached the Hyuga, Uchiha, Senju and Uzumaki all share common ancestry. You and I are remote own family. Niji and Hinata's eyes widen at the implication. Simply idea you would possibly locate the reality exciting, captivating. Hinata nods. Besides, I have loads to do. I can see you all in 4 days. Naruto heads in the direction of the Namikaze mansion. He has packing to do and training in his father's techniques as nicely. Arriving at the mansion, Naruto widens his eyes slightly. Properly. First-class location you had, Dad. There's a genjutsu around this region. In case you failed to comprehend it, become right here. You couldn't find it without best manage of your Dijutsu. A feat only Madara and Hagoromo have finished to my know-how. Naruto mentally nods. Well, better get commenced. Naruto created 100 shadow clones. Explore the area. Locate the whole lot you may of hobby. Be careful of seals. Word anything you locate for me. I need some sleep. Got it, boss. The clones get to work, leaving Naruto to head to the master bedroom. The master bedroom. A great blend of sea green and darkish orange with some blood red jumbled together. A king-length bed which regarded smooth as a cloud and handcrafted. In reality, something Naruto noticed changed into nearly everything inside the house became handmade. The closet held copies of Minato's famous Hokage outfit along with numerous smaller copies which made Naruto assume they have been made for him, which made him frown. I can live with an outfit honoring my father, but I will no longer be a carbon reproduction. There was also a number of ladies' garments on the opposite side. A few as a substitute stylish clothes, and some wore kimonos along with more than one clothes which gave the impression of something a housewife might put on. Naruto noticed something peculiar even though a awesome loss of shoes. It appears his mom did not participate in the not unusual girls' obsession of shoes shopping. Naruto smiled. Seems mom turned into in no manner a not unusual girl. At the mattress was 2 scrolls which he by some means missed. On blood purple with the Uzumaki swirl and the opposite sea inexperienced with the Namikaze crest. He opens the Namikaze scroll and finds it is a letter from his father. Dear Naruto, in case you are analyzing this, I'm useless. If you have not guessed or been informed, my call is Minato Namikaze and I am your father. I'm afraid there has been no longer plenty time to put together this, as I am about to combat the Kyuubi. For what it's worth, I am sorry for having to do what I now should. I hope your existence has been all I was hoping and that you have been handled as a hero. Kushina, your mother says I'm naive and am condemning you, and she can be proper. I just desire she is incorrect. If I'm wrong, though, all is not misplaced. Within this residence you may discover all of the jutsu, expertise, guns and know-how we ought to locate from each Uzumaki and Namikaze clans. All we had is now yours to do with as you want. That includes my own fortune, which now have to be full size. Could probably wreck the leaf if you left with it, but in case you experience the need to achieve this, then the leaf I cherished is long gone anyway. Regardless of what I handiest desire, you locate your happiness, and live nicely and lengthy. Realize we're each proud regardless of what you do. Goodbye, my son, Minato Namikaze. 4th Hokage. And yellow flash of the leaf. Naruto, shall we the letter drop? Dad, obviously, he loved me, however for a few motive I feel not anything for him. Comprehensible. You experience hatred for what he did to you and leaving you by myself inflicting all of your ache. But it is offset by means of the love you feel for him. This may either purpose the scales to tip one manner or every other for most of the people, but you take delivery of a calmer and colder mindset. So the feelings create more of a void of emotion, apathy, an emotion for when you sense not anything. I'm hoping you do not fall into the same lore most gods do. Naruto. Even feeling nothing, however, rage is better than feeling not anything for whatever. Naruto nods. If that ever happens, I promise I will begin seeking out a worthy successor due to the fact I recognize on that day I can have failed. You have been a real friend, Shinju, and for you I can try to open my heart and mind to others, although it brings me pain. But it will take time. Just recollect there are those who love you. Even in case you stay all the time, as long as you do not reduce yourself off there continually could be. Naruto smiles. You say you already know little approximately people and emotions, however seems to me you understand more than I do. Naruto takes up his mom's scroll as he now is aware of it is. Naruto, my pricey son, do you know who I'm? I ponder. My call is Kushina Uzumaki and I am your mother. If all has long passed as predicted, then you are the field of the 9 tails as I was. For this we're sorry. Your father hopes that the villagers treated you as a hero. However, I have my doubts. People fear what they do no longer realize. And nothing is as unknown as a demon or the sealing arts. Regardless, I hope you stay your lifestyles packed with love. For humans like us, love is maximum critical. Without it, we're by myself in despair, and that results in ache and devastation. Don't forget, regardless of what, your mother and father love you and we're proud. I'm positive your father advised you what is on this house. However, I left some other unique matters as well. You may locate them within the library and armory. In the occasion something happens and Konoha is now not in choice, I additionally rigged the residence with seals which would present all of it up in a massive sealing scroll. The array is by the front door and keyed to Uzumaki blood. Your godfather believes peace on this world is feasible and might try to use you to perform it as a so referred to as toddler of prophecy. Do not let that pervert speak you into anything you do not need. Live lifestyles the way you want. As all authentic Uzumaki do, we're as uncontrollable as the tide, a wild as the whirlpool, the maelstrom for which we are named. And bear in mind, when you subsequently do arrive within the afterlife, I need to hear approximately all my many grandchildren. However, now not too quickly or else. Love you, my beautiful son, Kushina Uzumaki, crimson dying, princess of Whirlpool, and pink hot-blooded habanero of the leaf. Naruto drops the letter with tears in his eyes and an unhappy smile on his face. Then thinks of his mother's final line and blushes earlier than passing out. Inside the afterlife, wild laughter can be heard a ways and wide. All across Konoha a number of ladies begin to blush and giggle even though nobody knows why. 3 days till banishment. Naruto wakes to a clone shaking him. We've catalogued everything we may want to. It's inside the scroll on the living room desk. Naruto nods. Nicely, at the least no packing is wanted. Thanks, you may all dispel now. The clone pops and Naruto groans. Damn it, so many seals on this location and just a few of them I recognize of, basically blood seals and the packing array. Hiya, nicely, at the least that gives me time to look at my determinants library and armory. Naruto frowns, taking into consideration the wardrobe. But before that, I suppose I want to exchange in wardrobe. I definitely have taken the orange a chunk to some distance. With this in mind, he heads into the marketplace district, and is suddenly hit with the memories of one and all his clones having hassle with a shopkeeper refusing to co-perform, and changes direction. 5 minutes later he arrives at a small, however properly maintained weapon shop. Stepping internal, he's greeted. Welcome to the Black Dragon Weapon M. The store proprietor glares at him. I instructed your clone and I will tell you, I ain't last up. I don't care if you own 100% of it. I don't deal with demons. First off, I only personal about 60%. Controlling interest, yes, however just barely. Secondly, I'm aware of your policy, and it smiles exactly why I was seeking to get you to close. Thirdly, I'm not a demon. I am a Jinchuriki. The definition of that's one who has a demon sealed inside them. I'm the jailer, not the demon itself. I additionally have some suspicions approximately your motivations. The person narrows his eyes. What do you suggest? I imply that as a great deal as you always refused to sell to me, you had been never impolite, abusive, or otherwise disrespectful. The truth, you're now being this belligerent, and not even attempting to convince me to barter, makes me assume this isn't your idea and you're either being forced or coerced in some manner to preclude me. Mainly probably with the aid of the village council. The man appears decidedly apprehensive now. Why could the council try this? I would suppose they might need you gone, not stop you from leaving. Naruto nods. And that became their plan before everything, until my heritage came out and the reality. I can wreck this village's financial system. Now I think they tried to restrict me both to maintain me right here, prevent me from taking what is mine, or to locate manner to keep me from leaving on time so that they have an excuse to execute me, surely. As a great deal as they tried to maintain me stupid, as soon as I started out to examine I realized how easy to are expecting they definitely are. Naruto seems on the storekeeper along with his cold eyes for a moment, while he sweats. I will make you a deal. A number of the storekeepers I dealt with fairly over the years I have allowed to maintain their groups through shopping for me out at a discounted fee. Inform me exactly why you are being tough, and I will come up with the same provide, and if you are in some form of problem, I can do my first class to assist. The man relaxes a piece, however nonetheless stays frightened. How plenty are we talking right here? Naruto nods, having expected that. Nicely, I very own 60% of your enterprise. At my calculations, to shop for me out might cost you approximately 8 million Rio. I might assist you to go for, say, 7 million, approximately a week's sales for you if I am right. You then could outright personal this vicinity. On pinnacle of that, because you do, and the village isn't always managing my shares due to me inheritance no longer yet being mine, the council could no longer have a say in the way you do business. Properly beyond general practice and honest charge variety. Besides, the man's eyes widen. That might permit me lease more assist and permit me to widen my variety of wares with less red tape. However, the council stated if I failed to maintain you off for the week they could close me down and revoke my licenses. My own family might also be brought up on expenses for debts they trumped up. Naruto nods. Like I stated, predictable, easy enough to restoration though, since the council not controls my pursuits by using proxy, they not have a say on your business past the naked minimum. It really is MY right now. So, except your store is implicated in a criminal offense and proof is supplied, they can't close you down. As to licensing, it is a bluff due to the fact it is handled through the Hokage. As on your circle of relatives, provide me the name or names of the council members who made this threat, and I will fix it. The man nods and looks at Naruto in gratitude. Earlier than writing down 2 names and handing it to Naruto. I will have your money in the papers to check in 2 days before you have to go away. Naruto nods and turns to go away, but pauses on the door and creases his eyebrows. Tell me something. Putting this whole demon issue aside, what do you believe you studied of me? The man increases his eyebrows earlier than thinking carefully. Truly you appear clever, type and affordable, but you also encounter as cold, apathetic. It's intimidating, I see. You would possibly observe I wasn't continually like that. My mindset had become bloodless because I wanted to distance myself, to forestall all of the pain. It appears that evidently did little to stop human beings fearing me, although, thank you. Naruto walks out, leaving the person feeling responsible. He whispers to himself, this village would not deserve you, and I don't deserve your forgiveness or kindness. Hope you do well, child. Naruto creates a shadow clone and hands it the notice. Take it to woman Tsunade. Inform her about this and make sure it is handled. The clone nods and runs towards the Hokage tower. Naruto heads to a shinobi tailor's he knows will help him along with his clothing trouble, the iron kimono. Ah, Naruto, thank you once more for letting me purchase you out. That debt in your father changed into constantly troubling me. What am I able to do for you? Hayafudo, it's best. Yugao instructed me some time ago if I ever needed new clothes you would not discriminate like many others, so I figured coping with you pretty turned into most effective proper. Fudo nods. Your dad and mom have been my satisfactory clients and my closest friends. How should I now not treat their son right? Best desire that rattling law didn't prevent me from drawing near you because of this. Naruto offers her a small smile. Till now I doubt it would have helped with my obsession with orange. Fudo smirks. But you continue to control such feats of stealth wearing it. That said, I am positive I ought to have determined something for you. Kami is aware of your mother additionally loved orange. Red too, however I assume that turned into an extended family factor. Naruto folds his arms. Yeah, I saw the bedroom. Anyway, as it seems I am here for a cloth wardrobe change before I leave the leaf. Oh, something in mind? I need to honor my dad and mom but not be a carbon reproduction. Seems my dad had some of smaller versions of his outfit made for me. However, it does not pretty fit my style. Ha ha ha, yeah, as a good deal as you seem like him. He in no way understood the clothes don't always in shape despite the fact that someone looks almost exactly the same. Your shoulders are broader than his as an instance. Your face barely extra angular like your mom's as soon as she lost the infant fat. Your hands slimmer too, much like your mom. I bet you continually had hassle with kunai and shuriken throwing? Yeah, except written assessments it became no longer my pleasant activity on the academy. Your mother changed into the same. I suggest more wrist flick, a looser grip and more power. The academy instructors seem greater desirable for boys with huge fingers and greater muscle. Thanks, anyway, allows get you equipped. 1 hour later Naruto walked out in a brand new outfit. Chainmail blouse right down to his wrists colored black, deep crimson colored armored vest. A black coat with orange flames round the bottom just like his father's but sleeveless, and with a 10-tailed wolf at the back and white and garage seals within the wallet and internal. Black umbu pants with purple spiked shin guards, blue shinobi sandals, black fingerless gloves with steel plates on the back, and completed with a burned orange sash for his waist. Quite a few women were drooling and men staring on his manner back to the mansion. Halfway domestic he sighs. Seems the council labored over a few more people in this. Naruto changed course to the Hokage Tower. As he walked in, he heard shouting from Tsunade's workplace and determined to wait. You can't allow him to do that, Tsunade. He's going to break the leaf. As is his right, Drake. Legally there is nothing I may want to do to stop him besides, except in spite of everything you humans did to him. I assume it is fitting he does this in my opinion. Naruto smiles and walks in. You also would possibly notice a pattern in case you appeared intently at which shops I compelled to shop for me out and ruined and which of them I was honest to in case you checked out their business practices. Every unmarried one closed down or in debt is one that refused me carrier or bought me shoddy goods at exorbitant fees. I also have acquired word these days that the council is interfering in my business. I do not care why, however it stops now. That stated, I am sympathetic on your reasoning and that I admit my wondering has been a touch petty. So, I tell you what. I call girl Tsunade, or while now not feasible Shizen as my proxy. I will notify all businesses I have stock in their debts to me and leave the list here with the Hokage. Instead of going into debt, or out of commercial enterprise, people who owe me can pay off their debt in installments of 10% in step with month, with a small quantity of leeway. Inside 12 months all money owed should be paid, and all people remains open. I can additionally ship messenger toads every so often to supply paperwork. No undue harm performed, each person is happy. The man eyes Naruto with a twitching eyebrow. I don't love it, however it is reasonable at least, and does not destroy the leaf. I express regret. I permit my mood run me and failed to take into account the leaf as an entire. I do not need to wreck the village my father sacrificed himself for in the end. Drake nods. Very well. I withdraw my complaint, woman Hokage. Tsunade nods with a smile and Drake leaves. That became properly handled, Naruto. However, you do not expect me to consider with all you proved in the council chambers which you failed to think about this in advance of time. Naruto smirks. Properly as a lot as it's authentic. I don't want to smash the leaf, it's not due to Dad, however alternatively due to the fact I don't care. That said, it wouldn't be proper to let everything cross without any person paying the rate. All the worst ones are out of business or to this point in debt. They will take years to recover and nothing will alternate that. A pair managed to negotiate, putting their, in my opinion, reviews of me aside, so I gave them an out, and those who've helped me or remained impartial got full ownership at a large bargain. After all, simply because I distance myself emotionally does not supply me the proper to screw over properly human beings. Tsunade chuckles, happy to look. You are not frozen over yet, Naruto. Naruto frowns a chunk. Shinju urges me not to. He says he wants me to open my heart to others at the least a touch. Mom left a letter pronouncing an awful lot the equal. Tsunade nods. Now what's this I hear? Approximately half the clans leaving the leaf. I did not anticipate you to listen about that for a couple years, but or at the least till plans were finalized. Not anything is precise yet anyway. That stated, if it occurs it may not be unexpectedly. Like I said, I do not need to destroy the leaf. It is just that the clans concerned feel the council has long passed too a long way in what they did to me, and to you. Except I will ensure the extended family heads understand that individuals who do now not want to leave will be allowed to stay. Tsunade nods. Fortuitously Danzo is out of the manor, so he cannot make trouble in this. The old crones will when they find out, even though. Naruto waves a hand in dismissal. Allow them to. Nothing they can do about it. While the clans joined Konoha, they did it at the promise that they might leave peacefully as a whole at any time and for any purpose. I anticipate the most important problems from the Hyuga, Nara, the Aburame and the Akimichi clans to be sincere. Why? I imply that here I get motive in their council and the views of the main residents, but the Nara, Aburame and Akimichi? Akimichi due to the fact they personal maximum of the largest restaurants and eateries in town, Aburame due to their worm colonies. It will take time to acclimate them to new environments, and the Nara because of their deer. It's now not smooth to move them over big distances and could take time and planning. Tsunade folds her arms on her desk. You have given this loads of concept. Naruto shrugs. I had clones taking stock ultimate night time of my dad's house, and one or two of the clones were given distracted thinking about it. By way of the way Wayambu? With Akatsuki after you, I wanted to make certain you have been included. Because the Hokage immediately controls Ambu with none input from the council, all I needed to do become ask for volunteers. I figured this manner you will be covered and could get a few greater schooling in diverse arts. The others all got here to me and requested to join after they heard from Yugao. The council had no objection to the others? Tsunade smirks. Child, they're the ice queens of Konoha, despite the fact that the council objected. They understand they may make their lives hell in a single way or every other. All and sundry is aware of. In no way piss off the ice queens. Naruto smiles. Shinju seems happy. I have been smiling extra recently than I have in years. Cannot actually help it, even though this whole chain of occasions simply looks like a lot fun. Whoever notion politics can be so amusing? Sensei would be giggling his ass off. That stated you do not should cope with the complaints in office work. Naruto shrugs. You never considered using shadow clones? Tsunade frowns before scowling and slamming her face into the table tough enough to interrupt it, causing Shizen to rush into the room to locate Tsunade at the floor crying in a fetal roll and Naruto rolling round at the floor giggling his ass off with tears in his eyes. Do I need to realize? Naruto looks at Shizen and gathers himself for a moment. I informed her the secret to beating office work, and she or he broke the desk together with her face PFFFD. Ha 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 ha. For the following 20 minutes Shizen turned into rolling on the ground next to Naruto, laughing until Sakura walks in to talk to Tsunade simply as anyone is settling down. Good enough, female Tsunade. I need to go return to the mansion. I need to get a start on getting to know my parents' strategies. Tsunade nods. Good enough, Naruto. With the aid of the manner fine outfit, inspired via your parents? Naruto nods. In conjunction with some different high-profile ninja, the Shin Guards have been stimulated by using a man recognized most effective as Shredder. A nasty piece of labor but an outstanding ninja. The vest became stimulated by means of a person who became said to be half of Nosferatu, name of Blade. It's far stated he changed into the cause they had been wiped out. The relaxation changed into mom and dad. Tsunade nods and dismisses him. Naruto heads domestic, home, a word he hasn't though of in a long time now. It doesn't suit Konoha anymore. The following 2 days he spent operating on his mother's kenjutsu style with a sword he located in the armory. He did not want to use his mother's sword simply yet, as he didn't feel worth of it. He had some clones running on his control of the Rasengan, and some more on chakra-managed techniques he located in his father's library. He also had a small group of clones working at the basics of sealing. Not anything complicated, as he desired to do the more difficult stuff himself. However, he had to catch up. He could have had clones recreating the Harem, but he additionally desired to try this himself, as I felt the need to earn it, although he felt not anything for his father. At the final day, Naruto arrives at the village gate with a massive scroll on his again, and with a massive congregation of people. It hits him those are everyone he knows and who take care of him to some diploma. He feels appropriate knowing he has so many that do. Tsunade steps forward and hugs him. You didn't suppose even if you are banished that we would permit you to move without saying goodbye, did you? I assume not, Granny. Tsunade smirks and steps returned. The next to break through are the Ikarakas. I realize what we did changed into wrong, youngster. But you understand they said they would not harm you, handiest scare you. We were almost on the road at that factor. Naruto shakes his head. I am getting it. You may have lost my belief, but I understand. And that I forgive you. They'll have tortured me. However, I wouldn't have even lived to that factor if it wasn't for you two anyway. I hugs him and he returns it. You know I constantly wanted to ask you out, but I couldn't get beyond the idea that I bathed you once you had been my very own child. Naruto surely laughs. To be sincere, as a lot as I idea of you as a sister, I would nevertheless have dated you. Smiles. Steps returned and wipes away a tear. Kakashi steps ahead without his little orange e-book and a clean frown. I didn't do a good task as a sensei, did I? Naruto shakes his head. Kakashi, first effect, you are an ass. But you're nonetheless an extraordinary ninja. Subsequent time you get a group less porn, greater interest in real education and no favoritism even at the orders of the council. Perhaps then you might have a decent crew. Also, maybe the group's 7 concept of the useless remaining top kunoichi and rookie of the 12 months should be carried out away with. Simply it would not paintings. Kakashi and Tsunade nod. The Konohamaru Corp steps up. You truly need to go, boss? The law hold schooling and make sure you preserve your precious people secure. Naruto takes a spare reproduction of the Rasengan Jutsu scroll and arms it to Tsunade, for while he has enough chakra and managed to examine it, shouldn't take him a variety of months to a year if he applies himself to education. Tsunade widens her eyes. You sure, kid? I mean, it's a family method. Naruto appears at Konohamaru. Properly, he always reminded me of an worrying little brother, so I think it suits. Besides, Kakashi and Jiraiya each know it. I determined with Ko here aiming for the Hokage hat he ought to have something from a previous Hokage to help him. Konohamaru seems at Tsunade. What's it? It's a full set of commands for the Rasengan kid. Ko tilts his head in confusion before Naruto makes a Rasengan in his hand. Kakashi smiles. You finally mastered it. Naruto nods. Ko, this jutsu became the primary original jutsu of my father, the 4th Hokage. It's no longer whole yet, as he continually meant to feature an element to it. I intend to achieve this myself. But I won't train that, you need to strive it yourself. It is an A-rank jutsu which inspired Kakashi to make his personal original jutsu, the lightning blade. Kakashi makes his lightning blade for complete impact and Konohamaru's eyes widen. It needs a first-rate degree of chakra manage and reserves to analyze, but it's really worth it. It's also a Jounin level jutsu because it calls for form manipulation which maximum ninja do not start learning until then. Kakashi nods. After you research form manipulation you could start developing your very own jutsu. Wawa. Hayashi, Hinata and Hanabi all step up. You need to understand the Hyuga Council is quite pissed with you for getting rid of the caged hen seal. I would not place it beyond them to try to have you assassinated. Be cautious. Naruto nods. Properly, if I annoyed a few vintage traditionalist pompous assholes then I must be doing something proper. Hinata and Hanabi chortle. I see why my sister likes you, you're humorous. And kinda adorable too. Hinata blushes. Hanabi, he does not feel like that for me. Oh, I understand, sis. But I used to be constantly curious what you noticed in him. Naruto gives a small smile. You'll be pretty the looker yourself in a pair years, Hanabi. Do me a desire though. By no means exchange. Your sister is a sturdy individual but lacks self-assurance. You do not seem to have that hassle, however do not fall into the entice of arrogance either. She will be able to want that in her existence. Hanabi nods and Hinata smiles. A tall, nicely muscled guy steps ahead with Tenten. This is Arashir Higurashi. Your father become my quality purchaser for many years. He gave me my start on this village. I made those fancy kanai for him. It's a shame I could not do extra for you earlier then, but understand this. While you settle down someplace you ship me phrase and we are moving there. Tenten nods. Naruto shakes his hand. You have any experience in something but guns? Well, I do custom earrings as a hobby as properly. Something else is simple paintings any smith can do. Why we're given something in thoughts. Naruto shakes his head. Now not yet, but if my plans pan out, I might have give you the results you want in a few weeks. Arashir nods. Inoichi and Ino break through. The clans agree. This village would not deserve us any more. While you settle in Yuzu we can offer our help. Naruto nods. Thank you, but I have a couple of conditions. A large quantity of ninja leaving abruptly could cripple the leaf. So, if and when you all be part of me in Yuzu, I want you to accomplish that over the route of several years. Also provide any who desire to live the choice to do so without prejudice. That ought to reduce the impact and keep the majority happy. Inoichi nods. Shikaku steps forward. I didn't consider that. Quite some human beings face fault on that comment. However, Naruto sees the glint in Shikaku's eyes and knows he's kidding. Kiba steps ahead. You cope with my sister Guy. And sorry for all of the crap I gave you at the academy. Naruto shakes his head. Most of it became deserved searching back. As to your sister, you do realize for at the least a year or two she can be stronger than me. Proper? Besides, you without a doubt suppose one of the ice queens of Konoha could let any man be their protector? Some grins. You purchased that right, youngster? Strive anyway, although, some winks. Besides, she ought to use a great man in her lifestyles. Naruto blushes and Hana yells, Mother! He's lovely but he too young for me. Some grins wider. So, you admit you concept about it then? Hana takes this flip to blush. Naruto shakes his head. Age isn't any excuse in a ninja's lifestyles. That stated, I might not be courting all and sundry until I get settled in Yuzu at the least. Jiraiya steps up. Nicely, brat, there's now not lots I let you with from this factor on. Ensure you watch your back, even though I am positive Iwa and Kumo at the least know of your history and banishment via now. They'll need to see you both to kill or recruit you ultimately. Naruto nods. Don't know approximately Iwa, but I would not be towards talking to Kumo. No longer going to enroll in another village, even though. Jiraiya nods. So, after Wave and Yuzu, where do you watch you may move? Naruto frowns. Became thinking Kiri. It is not a ways past there, and I would love to assist the rebels there get Kiri back to ordinary. Except I need to look Zabuza's domestic and fulfill his dream. Jiraiya nods. If you do this, communicate to Meitarumi or Ao. They may be the pinnacle leaders in the resistance, and the ones I've maximum touch with. Drop my call, and it must get you in. Naruto nods. It is assuming I'm able to find them at their base in preference to doing it my own way. Nicely, if I need to get to Wave day after today, we better move now. Sakura grins. Say hi to Tazuna's own family for me. Naruto nods, and with the 3 Umbu and 4 Kunoichi heads out the gate and sets off in a run in the direction of Wave. All in attendance. Record, a man with a face cut up into black and white halves and included in a Venus flytrap speaks. The only tail has lower back to Suna. The 2 and 8 tails had been placed in Kumo, the black half greats. The 4 and 6 tails are near Iwa, however not held in excessive regard. The 7 tails is as but unknown. The 5 tails is wandering as a Kiri missing nin. The white 1/2 seems calm in its file. A person with red eyes and a ripple pattern speaks. What of the 9 tails? A person with Sharingan eyes speaks frivolously, however hiding disappointment. It seems he has been banished from Konoha. He leaves it nowadays, but it appears he has come to be aware about his parentage and has taken a huge portion of Konoha's economy with him as a result. He's joined by means of 3 Umbu and 4 Jounin. Purpose unknown, destination unknown, contemporary power unknown. Pain nods. Technique with warning, sees only if the opportunity arises. In any other case, have a look at simplest. We nonetheless have 3 years earlier than we're equipped to begin extracting demons. Quality to look at them and plan. Understood. As all of the holograms flicker out, Itachi and Kisame stand in a cave. Kisame grins. So Konoha, huh? Did not they neuter your youngster brother recently? Itachi nods, and sealed his chakra. I'm not amazed, though I did now not assume I hurt his thoughts so badly as to send him mad. A miscalculation on my component. You propose to head lower back? Itachi turns to his companion and narrows his eyes. And if I decided to leave Akatsuki and do simply that? Kisame grins like the shark he's and shrugs. Leader assigned me as your associate. Simply 3 years looking ahead to a combat. I might alternatively go along with you and at least stroll around as a loose man for some time. We'll see. I have not determined what to do simply yet. Perhaps I should try to touch Jiraiya. Subsequent day at Wave. Ha ha ha, damn youngster, I concept you have been kidding about getting right here these days. Sorry, Kurenai-sensei. At the same time as I experience a joke as tons as all people, I hate to lie. I didn't assume it might be a problem for all of you, even though I did now not consider the fact you concentrate on genjutsu, and so have decreased stamina than maximum jounin. Kurenai waves him off. It's something I need to work on anyway. Yugao smirks. Good day, men, test this out. Yugao factors them to a memorial stone at the end of the bridge. Seems we're journeying with a real hero here. This bridge is called for the hero who delivered hope lower back to the human beings of Wave. Great Naruto Bridge. Huh? Did not recognize they did that. I'm honored. The 3 Umbu sweat drop. They all thinking the same. You don't appearance honored. Well, a louse move. I'm certain Tazuna can be glad to peer me. The group actions to move the bridge. On the other side, Naruto increases an eyebrow at the alternate from the ultimate time they had been here. Location has advanced. Anko frowns. What changed into it like earlier then? I by no means got the document. As they pass via the city closer to Tazuna's residence, Naruto tells them of the assignment to Wave. My first C rank. An escort and protection for Tazuna, a bridge builder. Quickly after we left, we had been targeted with the aid of C-rank missing nins of Kiri, the demon brothers. At this point Tazuna changed into force to inform us the truth. Wave was in the preserve of Gato, who became strangling the existence out of it. A C rank is all they may come up with the money for in order that they lied. we continued besides despite the risk. Just before arriving we encountered Zabuza. He become hired to kill Tazuna. Kakashi fought him to a standstill until Zabuza stuck him in his water jail. Sasuke and I have been forced to intrude to rescue him. Anko frowns. 2 genin in opposition to Zabuza? Stupid does not sound such as you. Naruto shrugs. Zabuza notions so too, Anko. I had a clone remodel right into a demon mill shuriken and passed the real one to Sasuke, who threw them both. Zabuza stuck the actual one and dodged the clone, who broke the transformation and tossed the kunai at Zabuza, who changed into force to allow the prison move. Tiger nods. Surprising processes. The opposite Umbu agree, understanding that sort of thinking is not commonplace in even Chunin. From there Kakashi become winning the fight till a hunter Nin positioned some saban in Zabuza's neck and took him away in a close to loss of life country. Kakashi changed into out for a week with chakra exhaustion and educated us in tree climbing. Kurenai growls, he did not train you in that until then? It is the primary component I did with my group. Naruto nods, he handiest educated us in crew maneuvers, and best to a minor degree as Sasuke turned into a loner and didn't want to do teamwork. Sakura changed into a fangirl and I was nonetheless an idiot at that point despite the fact that I used to be settling in my cold personality. Anyway, the hunter Nin changed into a foe running for Zabuza named Haku, a Yuki extended family ninja from Kiri. After a heated argument I went to blow off steam in the forest and knocked myself out. Haku discovered me and woke me. Mouse nodded. Fortunate he failed to kill you. Naruto shrugs. He didn't like to kill, although he later admitted to thinking about it as his obligation. We have become friends really. Like me, he knew pain and loneliness like few humans do. Whilst we met once more at the bridge, I used to be compelled to combat him. It became the first time I used Shinju's chakra. I beat him but hesitated to kill him despite the fact that he begged me to do so, as he claimed himself a failure to his master and a broken tool. At this factor we heard Kakashi's lightning blade and Haku threw himself in the front of it to shop Zabuza. Gato betrayed them at that point and Zabuza killed him for it along with quite a few his thugs. They got fortunate that Gato came while he did, and nobody died. The ones too are the cause for my nindo. I do not give up and by no means move. Returned on my phrase. Hana smiles. Such an Uzumaki component to mention. Mother stated Kushina was the reason for the own family motto of family before extended family, clan before village, village earlier than obligation. Naruto nods. I advised Zabuza to move home and assist loose his people. As for the rest I do not know. I slept for a pair days after. Guess something I stated sooner or later ought to have stimulated somebody to stand up within the village or something. Arriving on the residence, Naruto steps forward to knock. Just a minute. A girl voice calls out from within a moment before the door opens and Naruto is swept up in a bone-crushing hug. GK, what's up, Tsunami? Satisfactory to see you too. Tsunami giggles and pouts. Aw, still so cold. Hello, who are your pals and in which is your team? Naruto frowns. May we are available and please? We have a tale to inform and we would really like a few assists from your father if we are able to, of direction. Come in and I'm able to make a few tea. A few hours later, ungrateful bastards. Naruto shrugs. It works properly for me in the end. They got stung in the long run though, if it makes you sense. Higher to Zuna. Inari pouts. How do you imply Naruto? Anko cackles and tells them of Naruto's mother and father, and what Naruto did before leaving. Wait, you imply your father is the Yellow Flash? I concept you looked familiar. How stupid ought to they get, although there was no way they could have known. In the academy they always advised us how the fourth become the most powerful Hokage, however I usually concept the first changed into stronger regardless of the Hiraishin. I could by no means determine it out till after I were given back from Wave and used my shadow clones to investigate him and numerous different things. Took me months to discover the economic information, after which a pair more months to calculate exactly who owed what. Not bad for the dead remaining. Yugao smirks. Now not terrible in any respect. Then again you continually had been the most unpredictable man or woman inside the village. Dragon nods. In Umbu there's a saying, never underestimate an Uzumaki. Tazuna smirks. I never met them myself as I used to be too young, but my father told me of them. Unpredictable and wild as the maelstrom. Stated it changed into a sad day while Yuzu turned into worn out. Excellent customers and pals he had. Tsunami frowns. You never instructed me that, father. I have by no means heard of Yuzu both. Naruto nods. I'd be amazed if you did. Yuzushigakure became the Uzumaki village. Wave absolutely lies inside its borders. The island is just to the east of right here among right here and Kiri. Yuzu fell on the begin of the third first-rate ninja warfare. The fall of Yuzu turned into virtually the motive. As soon as it fell, wave changed into contested land, however by no means claimed. Kiri wanted to, but they might have needed to invade the mainland and probable visit battle with Konoha. Then they lost the threat with the civil warfare that keeps even today. Tazuna nods. Anyway, enough of the heavy history. You stated you wanted my assist? Naruto smirks. What would you say to rebuilding Yuzu? The man's eyes widen. Nicely, it would be the type of challenge I've been searching out, however. It might now not be cheap or smooth. Naruto waves him off. Price isn't always a hassle. Dad's fortune changed into full size even without promoting up maximum of his belongings. No, if you could do it, the largest issue can be interference and logistics. Interference I can deal with. Getting you and the employees to the island can also be done. It's materials I am concerned with. We might need to see the island to be sure. What do you imply interference? And how could you clear up it? Naruto nods. Once phrase receives out it is being rebuilt. I'd now not put it beyond positive people to spy or sabotage the project. As to a restore, I can hire ninja I agree with from Konoha to behave as guards and helpers. Tsunami raises an eyebrow. You will believe them? Yugao smiles. Simplest the civilians and it is council are not to be relied on. In conjunction with a few people, the clans are often nice, in truth. Naruto intends for plenty to move to Yuzu once the assignment is performed. Naruto nods. Assuming they supply me no cause to mistrust them. Konoha legal guidelines averted many from assisting me, and the clans sense Konoha has lost their accept as true with. I may ship some jobs out to Suna as nicely, they may no question use the business. Yugao tenses relatively. Anko hugs her. You are aware of it wasn't their fault. Suna was tricked. Kurenai nods, and determined too. Konoha turned into taking all their commercial enterprise and they have been on the verge of dropping what funding they'd. Yugao relaxes. I recognize, I just have hassle forgiving them for Haide's demise. Naruto tilts his head. If I remember right, Baki, who became the Jounin for the Suna team, later added his sword to the Hokage together with admitting to the murder and a formal apology. He went to Data's to provide his existence in recompense. Yugao nods. Yes, and him I'm able to forgive for that act. Simply having trouble with Suna as a whole, it is not anything I cannot cope with. Inari frowns. Why do you become ninja? Appears to me all it brings is ache and death. Naruto lowers his eyes. Like I said to you remaining time, Inari, some of us have little choice within the manner our lives pass. In a clan you are expected to at the least have some ninja education. As a Jinchuriki my destiny turned into determined from beginning. Others do it for many distinctive reasons, money, thrill, glory, bloodlust, or simply stupidity. Naruto sheds a tear. Despite the fact that I'm freed from Konoha, I nonetheless don't have any desire. Anko hugs Naruto and Tsunami frowns. Why? There's a group of S-rank criminals called Akatsuki after me for what I incorporate, or as a substitute what they think I comprise. If I don't emerge as stronger, then I may be captured, and if that occurs, they'll take it. If that takes place, I die. So, I need to teach to defend myself and people I take care of. I need to be a ninja. Tazuna grins. How does Yuzu suit into this? Over the next 5 years I might be happening a journey. It has 3 purposes: to get strong sufficient to guard myself and lead a village, to find the scattered remnants of my extended family, and to finish off all viable threats to my destiny, home and family. I have 3 years to get sturdy sufficient for them, 2 extra after to growth that to a daft degree so that other villages hesitate to strive something. Then the next day we go away for Yuzu with a few humans to look what we would want. Naruto nods. Within the period in between, I have to start gaining knowledge of my partners. We will be in the woods nearby if wanted. Tsunami smiles. Of route. The birthday celebration walks off into the woods to talk, arriving in a clearing that is badly damaged and Simplest now recuperating. Hana is in awe. Naruto, is that this what I suppose it's far? Naruto appears returned at her before returning his gaze to the recuperation devastation. Yeah, the outcomes of a moment of rage masquerading as schooling, of path. This turned into all me. I didn't use Shinju's chakra. Yugao nods. That simply makes it all the greater stunning. We have not had plenty chance but to educate or speak about it yet. I found out some of your in all likelihood schooling schemes, however a number of you I have no idea. What are you going to train me? Kurenai smiles. As I stated, for me it is genjutsu and chakra manipulate. You may or may not ever be able to use it. However, you may nonetheless ruin it. Yugao nods. With Hyde's death I am Konoha's principal Kenjutsu master. Hana grins. Tsunade sent me for my clinical know-how. I'm able to also assist with taijutsu in case you need it. Anko smirks. Torture, interrogation and poisons. Tiger nods. Elemental manipulation. Right-un, futon and katon. Mouse giggles. Strategies and approach. I also have a few sealing knowledge. Dragon tilts his head. I'm a unique case. I can teach you Doton, Suiton and wood style. Naruto raises an eyebrow. You could use wooden style? Dragon nods. Nowhere near as well as the first, and we suspect you, but yes. See, whilst I was a genin, Orochimaru used me in his experiments, and that I won the first Hokage's cells and a vulnerable affinity for the timber style. Naruto nods. I could study maximum of this from Shinju, but he says it might be a touch faster and lots healthier to research it from my own type. Given that you've got all accompanied me this a ways and depended on me, I suppose I should let you know. Naruto looks them in the eyes. There's another reason I ought to get stronger. What I instructed the others approximately Shinju turned into proper, but I neglected one vital detail. No matter if he breaks out or no longer, he'll die someday within the next 5 years. Proper he could reconstitute ultimately while his body is released from the moon. But he has grown worn out. He has named me his successor. As soon as my frame and mind are geared up, he is going to sacrifice the remainder of his energy to trade me. In quick, I will become the brand new Shinju, my mind, my frame, but I may be a god in fact. However, if I fail to elevate my electricity in that point, the inflow of power may additionally kill me. Naruto seems around at the bowled over faces. Anko frowns. How will you already know whilst you are geared up? Naruto nods. I am amazed you are all taking this in addition to your, to answer. The wooden style changed into the first present. As I am getting more potent, I'm able to gain an increasing number of. The final before it happens may be the awakening of the Shinju's Dijutsu, the Rinne's Sharingan. Once we begin the rebuilding of Yuzu, I intend to travel the international locations searching out conflicts to get more potent, buddies to educate me, family to deliver home. I will begin in Kiri. Mouse tilts her head. There is a lot taking place in Kiri. If conflict is what you need, it is great to begin. They're authentic, however as strong as you are. I do not know in case you are strong enough for a conflict. Naruto shakes his head. I'm not yet, but nearly. It's going to take weeks and likely months to set the entirety up in Yuzu, although and I have enough materials to maintain me stepping into my education in that point to quick grow to that factor. Dragon, you stated you have wood style. Shinju says there is a jutsu which could build us a residence for the night. Should you please show me the hand signs and symptoms? The signs and symptoms are snake, rat, ox, ram, snake. The jutsu is 4-pillar house. Naruto is going through the hand symptoms and slams his fingers at the ground. Wooden style. 4-pillar house jutsu. A big 2-tail residence grows out of the floor in front of the institution, causing all of them to widen their eyes. Anko smirks. Ibiki owes me 50 ryo. Absolutely everyone seems at Anko, who scratches her cheek sheepishly. Hihihi Ibiki, and then I made a guess on if the reports were authentic, or just the council being crazy. Naruto nods earlier than stepping interior. In a way you're each right. The council I ask crazy in spite of everything. Internal anyone relaxes, however Dragon seems a little down. Tiger confronts him. What is up? Took me years to get this jutsu down, and he does it first time after simply showing him the hand symptoms. Higher than I should too. Guess I'm simply feeling a touch vain. Naruto calls out to him. No one is vain. The first had best mastery on would due to his Kikei Genkai and lots of years training. He also used Sage Mode to beautify it. My strength to research it so clean comes because Shinju is the source of chakra and the whole lot that incorporates it. He also helps me with it due to the fact I have but to grasp either Suiton or Doton affinities. There will certainly be things I wore to research, and that I want each person to help me with that. Naruto heads upstairs to a room. Mouse smiles in the back of her mask. Seems like management will come evidently to him too. He may not show it a great deal, but he honestly cares. And he knows the way to encourage. Tiger nods. The third as soon as informed me he has a unique energy to draw humans to his side as long as they give him a danger, even his enemies. I suspect had they not died then Zabuza and Haku were his friends. Dragon nods. First rate, get some relaxation. With Tazuna and everyone he brings it will take us 2 days to attain Yuzu at civilian velocity. Next morning at dawn the house shook, waking anybody in her, dashing outdoor to the clothes by clearing all of them sweat drop. Naruto's education. Hana rubs her eyes. Naruto, don't you ever sleep. Approximately 4 hours an afternoon, any more and I awaken from the nightmares, he shrugs. It is greater than I want besides, sorry if I woke you, Tiger chuckles. Most Thumbu do not sleep a full 8 hours besides, comes with the process, Anko sniggers. And why nearly nobody remains greater than a couple years, Kurenai seems round bleary-eyed. What had been you doing? I cannot do tons greater with my wind element until we stumble upon a waterfall, so I was running on a few right unjutsu. I attempted doing a little different stuff before now so I wouldn't wake you all too early even though, on the whole kenjutsu and bodily conditioning, Yugao smiles. Permits get some breakfast earlier than we head out, on the manor we'll see how you are coming with that. Naruto nods and scratches his head. I am now not excellent with hearth jutsu. I picked up a few wood and were given a few fish earlier if someone can light a fire. Half-hour later the team have been headed to Tezuna's residence. Anko was placing on to Naruto's returned. Who knew you have been such a right-cooked dinner? You're gonna make a woman without a doubt glad someday, youngster. I haven't touched ramen in 3 years. I needed to learn how to hunt, collect, and prepare dinner simply to no longer pass lower back to consuming from the trash. Kurenai and Hana look between Yugao and Naruto for an evidence. Yugao scratches her arm and appears apart. Alas, the trash became before my time looking him and the Ichiraku incident became after I used to be reassigned. I was by no means made aware about it. I used to be 4 whilst the orphanage kicked me out, claimed if a demon could stroll and speak then I could live by myself without help. I was 6 when the Ichirakus located me digging in their garbage and gave me my first flavor of ramen, and handled me as circle of relatives. Even bathed me. No longer long after the Hokage discovered out and gave me my apartment, it turned into crappy and full of holes, however it turned into cheap, and the land girl had no problem with me, without a doubt. The truth it became within the red light district helped loads. Whilst youngsters had been getting to know intercourse ed in the academy I used to be refused. The women in the red light district taught me as a substitute. Whilst the academy refused to educate math the thugs and drug dealers taught me. Whilst the villagers got here to seek me and kill me on my birthday the homeless humans hid me. Funny how the dregs of society as they see it are extra kind to a small boy than a village of upstanding people. Kurenai shakes her head. I'm no longer positive I approve however, on this existence. We take what we will get to survive, prostitutes, thugs, drug sellers? A infant that age shouldn't even understand of the concept. Naruto nods. They might trust you of root. The prostitutes have been either doing what they experience, or didn't have a preference, it's all they'd. The drug sellers have been extra pharmacists who could not address all the red tape simply to assist the people in their charge. The thugs were basically ex-shinobi fallen on difficult instances. Opposite to what humans accept as true with there may be very little crime within the red light district. Less than most of the village in fact. It's extra correct to name it a slum. Hana frowns. We are continually informed to stay far from that part of city or hazard being raped or mugged. Naruto shrugs. It happens. Not as often as you would think but we do get the occasional determined idiot or loopy. Usually it is the council although spreading rumors to maintain human beings seeking to intently as they siphon off the cash that is supposed to be used to repair up that part of town. Dragon growls. It changed into never verified but I would not positioned it beyond them. Mouse tilts her head. And the Ichiraku incident? Naruto is silent lengthy enough that the organization thinks he might not solution. On my 12th birthday vintage man Tucci stated he changed into creating a special bowl of ramen for me. I was excited as you'll suppose however it became drugged. The villagers had stuck on I ate there almost solely and desired their fox hunt. They paid off Tucci to drug me on the promise they could handiest scare me, and no damage could be achieved. I am become no longer conscious. The villagers lied though. Once I woke, I used to be chained to a desk and they spent the entire night time torturing me. Keton burns, acid, reducing into me. Something induced me the maximum ache, while preserving me conscious. I am lucky in a manner, Shinju says any biju above 3 tails should have saved me alive. Above 5 should have saved me whole but most effective he could have stored me recognizable. And even he had trouble erasing the scars and maintaining me sane, of course. I did not know him then as touch turned into now not yet reached. He additionally did not completely be triumphant with the scars as until Orochimaru attacked Kyuubi's thoughts was still dominant. Now why I do not eat ramen anymore. Anko hugged Naruto even tighter as they walked. Arriving at Tezuna's Naruto knocked. Tezuna spoke back the door accompanied by another man. Tall and thin the man seemed jumpy. Ah Naruto you're up in advance than I predicted. This is Ping. He could be with us to make calculations on what we would need, timetables and nicely pretty allot whatever numbers he can determine it out. Naruto nods. We're going to head out quickly as you are geared up. Allows go then. A ways be it from me to keep you from seeing your ancestral home.